let's look at transform and straighten while using Adobe Camera Raw. So I've got 4 images I'm going to show you and different things to think about with each. So I can straighten the edges, I can straighten a horizon with these 2 tools. So the tools are up here in the options bar. We're going to start with the transform tool. It's about midway through that tool panel. In this you can set up to 4 guides. So I'm going to start by looking at the image and deciding what needs to have a horizontal a horizontal line and a vertical line. So the bottom of this Eve, I'm just going to drag this line out. And we don't want a real short little line. It can go, you can align it, but if you drag this out, it's a lot easier to control. So there's my first line. The second line, I'm going to go draw down here. It looks like the building might be going out a little bit down here at the bottom, so I'm going to keep it where the most of the image is straight. And you can just see when I did that, we went from that little bit of shift. So it's already cleaning things up. I'm going to do the same thing down here at the bottom of this painted line. I'm guessing this is going to be a good one. And once again, I'm drawing that line out. It got a little bit more straightening. It's looking pretty good. So I added 3 points to straighten this image. So we went from here to here. And then all I do is click on the hand tool, those lines disappear, and I'm good to go into my basics panel and do whatever else I want to do to this image. Let's grab this one. This one's a little bit more extreme. I had 2 shots of this. The first one, I didn't have as much at the bottom where the sidewalk is, and I lost it because when you're transforming, Photoshop or Adobe Camera Raw does some cropping of the image as well. So let's do this one again, or not again, for the first time. And I'm going to drag that line out at the top where I know it should be horizontal. And then I'm going to come over here to this wall and do the same thing. Not wall, but window frame. Should be horizontal. Looking pretty good. I'm going to come over here to this side and I'm going to draw this another line out. And looking good. I still have some shift down here at the bottom, so I can draw my 4th line out down here. So I'm just going to drag this along, and I'm really looking at the bottom of that doorway. And now things are nice and squared up. So a few quick draws of some lines, and we can go from this to this. Just allow enough framing so that you're not cropping out parts of the image that are important. So that's the transform tool. Remember, you click on it, you get into the tools. You can also come over here to the options on the side. You can clear these guides to make them go away. You can add a grid if you want to help you align things. I don't think that's helpful for me most of the time. And I can come in here also and do these adjustments, whatever I wanted. So, and I'm just going to type back into 0 there, because those lines are doing a pretty good job. But there's a lot of controls in here. So come in here and play. Don't be afraid to play with things. This one, when I use the transform tool, there's really only one line I can draw here. I shot this with a wide angle lens, so it's distorted. But I do want to straighten it. So I'm going to use the straighten tool on this one, and it's going to definitely work well here. So I'm going to draw it right down the center there. And you can see now that we've got a crop. One of the things I can do is I can come inside this crop and I can move up and down. I have a little bit of play here. So what's more important, the ground or the sky? I think that sky is dramatic. That's why I shot it. And now when I hit the hand tool, you could see we went from quite a distorted image, leaning over to the side, to something that's straightened up. One more example of the straighten tool to finish this up. So let's grab the tool. I believe that this is leaning over to the left a little bit, so I'm just going to take my time, set my point, draw out a line, line it up. You can see the crop is taking place. If you look up at the menus, it switched from the straighten tool to the crop tool. And if I just click the little hand, it sets that crop in place, and the image looks a lot better. So go and play, have some fun, try straightening and cropping, jump into these tools, see what they can do.